turn that on, it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway,
it crashed everything. You know. Can you
Yeah.
just tell us all about your life, man? Please. How was your day? You, Tim. I was not you, GP. You're not the guest at all. No, I just want to hear about my co-host complaining. You know about his microphone.
That's what people tune in for. That's what the person who tunes in for is to hear me bitch and complain for an hour. So I don't want to waste all that. I don't want to use all that up front, all the good material. I want to save some of it. So I'll let you introduce our guest, Olivier. Because
I don't know how to introduce him.
Try and use English for once. that would be a bonus. Yeah.
Okay, so GP, he has red hair, and I think he's very muscular, and he has a very tight shirt. Is it a good description so far? Are we okay?
You have just described the essence of my soul right there.
I know exactly that.
He has a window into your soul. Beware.
It's very I can read people. I think no, I don't. I need, I think, several beers. GP, thank you for being this. I'm not sure why you accepted, by the way. And I always ask the same question to the guest actually. Why are you here, man? You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be delusional enough to accept your wonderful invitation to be here hanging with your lovely weird selves. Weirdness loves company.
Yeah, we are all weird here.
Yeah, that well-known phrase. My grandma always used to say that, weirdness. Actually, she didn't, because she may have done, but she died before I was born, so I couldn't be 100% sure.
So you have no proof that she did not say that, is what you
exactly.
said.
Exactly. There you go. So yeah, we're on the same path with that. Can I just say you owe me about 2 hours? I need to bill you about. I charge it $150 an hour, so you owe me about $315, I think, because this morning I don't research my guests as well. I don't research Olivier's guests. If they're mine, if they're the people I invited on, I research them. But I don't research Olivier's guests. And then this morning at about 9 o'clock, I thought, fuck it, I'll go and see who's on the podcast today. And I went into this spreadsheet that he sent me, and I clicked through. I thought, I don't know who this guy is. And as soon as I clicked through, I thought, I know who this guy is. And then I spent 2 hours watching your videos. So when I should have been working, and now
no, you're poorer than before.
Yeah, now we're being asked to leave our house because I can't get payments, and it's all your fault. And me and my friends were giggling on Facebook to the meat one from a few days ago.
You're just making a sign to someone. You want to bring someone to this podcast as well? No. No.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time, Olivier.
No, you were making a sign to someone at the same time. You were waving to someone.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't realize you guys could see me. I can't see you guys now, which is fine.
You can't see us?
No.
Really?
But yeah, I was just waving to someone. I may have been hallucinating that someone was right there walking by my office. I can't be too sure.
That's okay. But
that's the thing with hallucinations, isn't it? You just never know.
Anyway, so you cannot see us. That's a problem because we are fucking beautiful, you know. Like our plastic is as we are as beautiful as you, my friend. So
well, that sounds like exactly what you want me to think, and I'm gullible enough to buy into that.
Yeah, you need to buy that, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So GP, thank you for being on this podcast. I was just like Tim, you know. I spent I think the last month looking at your videos, and they are. First time that I've seen one of your videos, your ultra spiritual videos, I really thought that you were a comedian. You know, first of all, you know, I would just say, wow, he's a brilliant comedian. And then.
Oh, they're not real then?
No, he's not.
Oh fuck! I'm out of here. I thought they were real. I didn't know they were comedy.
You know what he is?
I didn't know they were comedy either. I thought I was being serious. What are you saying, Olivier? You're making me rethink all of what I do.
Oh, come on. Don't be like this, man. You know. But you're seriously funny. Very funny. And when I look at you a little bit closer, not naked closer, but closer.
Not yet.
Not yet. But but you like to show your muscle though, you know, in your videos. I can see that, man. You know, you're proud of your body. I think you did some gym, a lot of gym. Anyway. That's okay. So, but you are an emotional.
Yeah, let's leave the homo.
Like the homoerotic. You know?
Yeah.
I will
interview Elton John next week. Yeah, yeah. And threesome.
I will eat you later. You know, that's okay. You are an emotional healing coach. So whatever that is, by the way. My co-host is a life coach, right? And he's pretty half famous as a life coach team, kind of, sort of, in your industry. And I still don't know what he does as a life coach. So can you imagine you as an emotional healing coach? I have no fucking clue. But
me either.
Yeah, you seem very deep and spiritual, my friend. And I like your messages, by the way. I watched one of your workshop video on YouTube, and actually it was very, very deep and interesting as well. So that's why you're here, to discuss about whatever. What we will discuss about, Tim? Do you have any clue?
No, I have no idea whatsoever, because I just seen the comedy stuff, so I had no idea he was really a coach.
He's really a coach.
I don't really investigate this shit, as you well know, but I do, because I use a lot of comedy or a lot of, not to your, I'm not as funny a guy as you, but I use a lot of humor in my writing, and I use it a lot with clients because I think it can break through barriers where sometimes being serious can't. But your stuff, highly produced, highly professional, top drawer. How do you distinguish between the two? I mean, I'd go to you to a healing workshop and I'd be giggling because I'd be expecting you to go into character at some point. So because they're awesome, and I don't say that very often because I'm not a very nice person, and if I just get jealous if somebody's funnier than me. But so I just distinguish between the two.
Yeah, it's a great question. The humor, you're welcome, and the serious part.
No, it was a poor question. You can say that. It was a very poor question.
Well, it was kind of like a charity. Like, oh yeah, good job. You asked a question. I'm happy for you.
Everybody's asked me that I've ever been on a podcast. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. This is going terribly. Are we done yet?
Yeah. Can we go now? We've seen your face. That's enough now. Okay, fine. Okay.
But let me act like I'm in control here, guys. It's my podcast. But the distinguishing between the humor and the seriousness is something, in a way, I'm going to give a real convoluted answer so I can feel real artistic here. But in a way, I do my best to not distinguish between the two of them, because there's a very real humorous part of me, and then there's a very sincere part of me inside. They're both two parts that make up the whole of me. I think there's more parts of me, but those are two of the parts. So I don't necessarily try to just, okay, now I'm funny and now I am sincere. Certainly the ultra spiritual comedy videos, those are very much a humorous face on them. And in my opinion, they also have a sincere underlying message. That might be just a crap story I make up to feel better about myself. I'm biased. They're my freaking videos. Say in an in-person workshop or something I'm doing, while that might be more of a dominant, sincere front, there are times where my humorous quirks and personality comes out. So I do my best to let all these different parts of me come out and play wherever I am. And certainly sometimes one's more dominant than the other.
It seems very rehearsed as an answer. I'm sure you had this question before. No? Tell us the truth.
What? I'm just reading the script you guys sent.
Yeah.
Anyway, can you just explain us, apart from these videos that are very, very funny again, but you are an emotional healing coach. Can you just describe what is about, what is entail this thing?
Yeah, the gist of my understanding of it is I help people to help themselves release old pain that they carry, move beyond emotional blocks that keep them stuck in repetitive patterns of dysfunction and self-sabotage in life. So that's the gist of what I do. I don't try to I'm not arrogant enough to believe. I'm super arrogant in other ways, but in this case, I'm not arrogant enough to believe that I heal people or that I have people's answers. It's more sitting down and having a connection with a person and helping facilitate them to, release what they carry around, their emotional constipation.
Emotional constipation. I think this is what Tim does. So if you had Tim as a client, what would be your first, rapport or question?
First thing you'd do is fire me.
I think the first thing I would say is, Tim, did you prepay for your sessions?
Yes, I did. I've just got a problem with my Nigerian PayPal account, so I apologize about that.
Absolutely. So, and then I probably throw him out of my office.
Cool, that's very good. This is exactly what I did with him first, but it didn't work. We still stick together he's still my co-host. I don't know why I'm sticking with him. But would you describe yourself as a spiritual person? This is a very poor question, by the way, but I'm trying to...
Yeah,
it's absolutely shitty question, but I'm trying to get...
I'm writing down. I'm just doing a book called The 10 Worst Questions Ever to Ask on the Podcast. You've just smashed into the top 10 at number 4. Yeah.
I don't know.
Spiritual?
Are you really spiritual when you do your ultra spiritual? What is behind that, man?
Yeah, I love it. I think it actually is a lovely, fair question. And yes, I do consider myself to be spiritual. Everything that I parody and use satire on in my videos, those are typically things that are very directly in my life or in the circle of friends around me. So I do consider my spiritual life to be very meaningful to me. And I think it's really important to not take myself too seriously. So I love to take a look at what's important to me and then make fun of it. I do think there is zero correlation between the importance of something and how serious we should take it. I personally believe if we can replace the cement gravity of seriousness with the levity of curiosity and some humor, that actually helps honor and respect how important something is. It's like, yeah, when did someone write a law that says if something's important, then you got to take it serious? I mean, certainly there's time and place for that. I mean, if I'm in a funeral, that's an important thing, and I'm not going to be cracking jokes.
You could at Tim's funeral. You should do that.
I cracked a joke once at a funeral, but I won't go into that. You sounded a bit like Donald Trump then. Was that intentional? Because that's obviously the approach he takes.
I actually write his speeches, so I appreciate noticing the commonalities of our linguistic language.
They're very, very, very similar. You're not his press secretary, are you?
No, just his speechwriter, and I tie his shoes for him as well. That was a promotion.
Okay, very good. Can I ask you a very serious question now? Because I ask you this are you spiritual? Because I had this question, and let me plant you the scene, just describe you the scene. I was in Brazil, about to take some ayahuasca, and you see me coming, right? And I had some people around me asking me, what is spirituality, right? So I would like to have your answer. What is spirituality here? Can you describe that?
Well, I definitely don't know. However, my delusional opinion is, for me, spirituality is having a sense of being connected to something greater than ourselves. Period. That's the definition that I surf right now.
Cool.
Do you like the way a man says to you, I was just about to take a shitload of drugs and somebody said to me, what's spirituality? So I just thought, I'd ask you now.
Because
just because you're in a jungle and they call it ayahuasca.
Exactly.
You've been in a fucking club in New York and it was called MDMA.
Exactly. But that's but because, and I'm trying to make a bridge right now, because GP, you did a video on ayahuasca, and I'm kind of, I'm not spiritual, to be honest. Well, spiritual to me is love, compassion, empathy, serving the others. This is what my definition of spirituality is, right? But all these other people who are extremely ultra spiritual, you know, I think they could very much fitting in your video. It was all about God and spirits and angels and whatever, you know, and of course there was this ayahuasca stuff. And you know, the facilitator in Brazil, you know, when I said, well, we will take some drugs, she just freaked out. She said, no, it's not drugs. It's not drugs. It's called androgens or whatever it was, you know, which is not, but it is drug, you know, we just high and we see stuff and of course there's some healing involved. But anyway, so this is my rant. This is my rant going on ayahuasca. Anyway, but I think you mentioned you had a lot of people on this video. I think lots of people freak out as well when you did this ayahuasca video parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's interesting. From my perspective, that video was not at all about ayahuasca. It's about the behaviors of people surrounding ayahuasca. It's about how people use ayahuasca, not ayahuasca at all. So, you know, the vast majority of people received it really well. However, there's certainly a chunk of people who got brutally offended. And I have to wonder, if you're shown something that you're insecure about, is that what makes any of us offended about anything? If someone is truly secure with how they use ayahuasca, in other words, they're in it for the right reasons, then is it possible they won't be offended by the video? So to me, there's two types of people in this world: those who have insecurities and then those who are in denial of having insecurities. So I do think with ayahuasca, it's super trendy now. And you know, part of trendiness is you get people using it for great reasons. And then you also have people using it because it's the in thing to do.
Just like me. Just like me. Because I want to be cool. That's it. That's the only thing. This is why I went there. Only to be cool. And just to mock my cause. That's it. Sorry about that. Go on, please.
Oh, for sure. So, you know, to me, there's so much seduction that people use with ayahuasca. It's sacred. So no matter how I use it, I'm using the sacred substance in a sacred way. But for me, the video is all about shining the light and realizing, like, hey, just because you're using a substance that you call sacred doesn't mean you are using it in a sacred way. If you're using it to get shit-faced, if you're using it to deflect from yourself, if you're using it to fit into a peer group, if you're using it to try and increase your status through superior spirituality, those are very interesting reasons. I'm not saying those are wrong reasons. I'm just saying if those are your reasons, let's rub your face in them and acknowledge it. So in other words, you know, I don't think we can get offended about anything that isn't true for us. And typically, if that's halfway true, then I don't think I think what we get offended about is typically a level of truth that we try to deny within ourselves. So when it's shown to us through a video, in this case, we don't like what we see in the mirror. So again, take all that with a grain of salt. That's my biased opinion about that video. I'm delusional as hell. That much I know.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, we accept you.
I can tell you the first time I ever took ecstasy, which was about half an hour ago, and it was no, this is about 30 years ago, and I really thought I was having a spiritual experience because I loved everybody, and you know, it's very easy to get sucked into that, and kind of like I can remember trying to in my local bar wanting to hug the barmaid, and she just wanted to have an injunction taken out on me and asked me to leave the bar. But you know, that's not the point. You know, the point of the matter is, you know, I just thought I actually thought it was a spiritual, a life-changing event at the time. And then I woke up the next day and with, well, I didn't wake up the next day because I didn't sleep all night. Nobody told me you couldn't sleep on it. So I went to bed about 2 o'clock at this club. Then lay there all night thinking, why can't I go to sleep? And nobody told me that it got amphetamine in it and whatever, and you're not going to sleep. But that was an interesting story,
that
Tim,
was
wasn't it?
Extremely interesting, GP. Are you enlightened now by this? You know,
I Yeah, Tim, I honestly, it sounds like you're reading a page out of the Dalai Lama's autobiography. I thought I
Yeah.
read that written. Are you plagiarizing his stuff right now?
No, it's Thich Nhat Hanh, actually. You
Uh,
mix the two autobiographies up. It's Thich Nhat Hanh, yeah.
the Vietnamese sect of Zen Buddhism. That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's not the
exactly.
Tibetan version. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to say that our video connection is a little bit clunky at the moment. So it's not perfect as perfect. So I'm not sure what's happening right now. You know, we need some positive energy somehow. We need the help of a higher consciousness or something like this to help this connection hold and stand. I don't know if we can do something about that. By the way, do you like?
I think
Yeah.
I'll just pour some ayahuasca onto my computer. I assume that'll heal it.
By the way, what's your take on the law of attraction, and be very careful what you'll say about that.
Yeah, in fact, my take on the law of attraction right now, what I'm about to say is just a manifestation of your dominant thoughts, Olivier. So I have no free will of myself. So this is just a manifestation of your thinking. So, boy, my life is useless right now. I'm just a puppet. So anyway. Back to my take on the law of attraction.
I think you've nailed it. I think you've nailed it.
Very well.
Yeah, and so that there's
we
my
love
take
for it. Yeah, yeah, and I think that lines up with our take on the law of attraction. So, well done, sir. Can I just ask you? All your videos are the production quality of them is fantastic, and obviously you do one a week. And where do you get the? You know, how long does it take you to write? I can remember doing something called 7 Ways to Be Miserable about 10 years ago, which was, and it was very, very similar to a video you did about without
the talent of GP, by the way. Yeah. Very similar.
Without the talent of the production quality. But it took me like about a year of writing a blog post and then refining it and then doing it at Toastmasters, you know, whatever. And your stuff comes across, you know, the production quality is very high. You know, how long does it take you to record one of those videos? And how the fuck do you get the time and all that? And you know, the money, obviously, because it's not cheap. You know, video is expensive these days.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you get your money now, which is a bit personal, but there you go.
Yeah. With the serious videos I do, those are easy. I look at a viewer's question, I turn the camera on, and I talk, then it's done. I upload it. However, pointing more towards, I think, the nature of your question, the comedy videos I do, there is a lot of time that goes into those. So the scripting, usually I do that gradually. It might be over the course of a few days, maybe a couple weeks, where lines will come to me and I'm gradually writing it down. Then I'll go through usually a couple hour process of really refining the script, and then the filming process for, you know, say, the most recent video I did, If Meat Eaters Acted Like Vegans, that was
brilliant, by the way.
Thank you.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
That was about 4 hours of filming to produce that 3-minute video. And it was, you know, so, you know, I don't call it several hours of scripting, 4 hours of filming, probably 4 hours of editing, and
how long going to the butchers to get the meat?
Say that one more time.
And what?
How long did it take you to go to the butchers to get all the meat? You know, that much. Although you don't have butchers these days, everything comes from a supermarket.
And have you eaten all the meat, by the way, as well? You know, what happened to the meat? We need to know what happened to the meat.
Had the meat. You saw it in the last scene. The dog had the meat.
That would be true. Thank you for noticing that nuance. And the rest of the meat that my dog didn't get, I'm saving that. I'm going to do a giveaway to my fans. I'll do that in a few weeks. And the winner, I'm going to mail them steak. So the butcher, that was a couple hour commitment. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a one-man show. The video, I turn the camera on, then I jump in front of it. Up until my recent relationship ended a few months ago, then it was my girlfriend behind the camera. So there is a lot of effort, energy, and time that goes into my production. The good news is it's super cheap because I'm a control freak. I do everything myself. After I buy my after I've bought my camera, then it's relatively inexpensive, aside from buying meat. Yeah.
Were you the woman that was in the video for the meat? Was that you? Is that you? because you are one hot woman. Let me tell you.
I am flattered you asked, and yes, that is me.
Let's talk about this family.
My God, yeah. I'm so impressed.
That's the best question I've ever been asked. I love.
Oh yes, we did it. We did it because I've just looked in Google Sears podcast, and man, you had lots of podcasts and very good ones, and I was a little bit intimidated to say, well, we have only shit questions, So.
Well, and I will say this is the only podcast I've been sober for, so I don't remember any of the questions anybody else has ever asked me.
Well, don't worry, we're not sober.
We are not sober.
So we won't remember the questions either, and we never watch the podcast.
We're too ashamed to do it.
Yeah, we've done 30 podcasts. I've only ever watched one of them back. It's because I'm like, oh my God, what did I say in that podcast?
It's not 30, it's 45. For you, it's 30.
Is it 45?
Yeah, it's 45.
Sorry. I always wonder who I've insulted, which nationality, creed, religion, race, whatever, so I've run out of questions. I'll have another drink of my beer and that will bring one up.
No, you said something which is interesting actually, because I'm paying attention. See, you said that you're a control freak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Control freak, and is it something about the ego, this control freak stuff? You talk a lot about the ego, so can we touch on that? I'm very interested.
Yeah. My ego.
Do we need to call Eckhart Tolle now? Do we need to have him here just to keep you under control?
If you guys wouldn't mind centering yourselves in the now, your energy's throwing me off. You're a little too future oriented.
My mistake.
And in the name of Eckhart, would you guys just get it together? No. So my ego's perspective on the ego and my control freakism. To me, the controlling stuff, it is all the ego. I mean, hell, what isn't the ego in our life? And to me, a sense of control creates the illusion of power for our ego, and my ego loves a sense of control. It loves the illusion of power. And to me, from sort of a little artsy-fartsy for a second, to me, from a kind of perhaps our spirit, its perspective, at least what I imagine, it says true power comes from surrendering control. And our ego says power comes from having control. So there definitely is an ego inside of me. I think I have a pretty damn big ego, to be honest with you. So this part of me does love control. And another part of me does my best to practice surrendering control. I'm not good at that, yet I practice it.
How? Meditation?
Well, it's good. Yeah, I do 12 minutes of meditation a day. I find 12 minutes works best for me because any longer I don't do it. And, the accepting help from other people, to me, it's so comfortable for me to be completely independent, not relying on anybody, not need anything from anybody, which basically means I'm in complete control. So letting myself be a little needy is a place of surrender, looking at the way I want things to go. And then I do my best to be at least a little bit curious and open to allowing things to unfold the way the kind of the nature of them wants to. So that's probably not a very clear answer because I'm probably not very clear on how.
Yeah. No, you're not. It was shit. It was terrible. We've never ever edited in 45 editions of.
Now we will have to.
Voices,
sorry,
but we're going to have to edit that crap out. Yeah. Something about I don't know. Something about a animal on a seventh astral plane of awareness.
I think I need to edit you as well, Tim, what you just said, because this is
crap
as well.
I this is crap too. Yeah.
It's
complete loss of. I want to bring it round. I want to because there's a the reason why I'm trying to keep talking is because I've seen Olivier. You can't see him, but he's picked his fucking guitar up and he's going to start playing his guitar. So I'm going to have to keep talking, otherwise he'll start playing his guitar. But shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. there's this, there's this belief in social media, and with that if your content's good, people will come and watch it and read it, or and share it or whatever. And it's obviously not true, because I've got no readers. But
I think that is the only. Yep, that's.
Yeah, but you've done. I mean, YouTube. I mean, I know comedy is probably one of the easiest things. If you haven't got a kitten on a skateboard, one of the easiest things on YouTube to promote. But you've done a phenomenal job. I mean, is this purely organically grown, or did you bring somebody in to help you with with search engine marketing within YouTube itself, or that would be disappointing if you said you did. You total sellout.
I know it. Yeah. My truthful answer is it's all me. It's all organic. Whether it's YouTube or Facebook, I've never done sponsored video posts. I've never, had, what the hell's it called? Social media people helping me. So yeah, I'm incredibly proud. It is all me. And to me, I think what's helped my social media presence grow, which is much more important than real life presence, is just being
absolutely, yeah, no doubt.
Just being true to the creative spirit of where my content comes from, and pardon my French because it's English. Not giving a fuck about what I think will please the audience, not giving a fuck about what I think will offend the audience, but kind of just being in an intimate relationship with the creative muse that tickles me, and that's what I focus on. Now, of course, when I release the video, then I look to the outer world and be like, okay, who's watching it? How many people have watched it? But to me, that is what creates beautiful content, not creating content based on what we think other people like. If we do that, our eyes are looking outward while we're creating our content, not inward to this geyser of creativity of where the content comes from. And and I would say certainly comedy appeals to people. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years, and for the first year and a half of doing YouTube, I only did serious videos, and my subscribers were about 2,000 or so after the first year and a half, and then I started doing comedy videos as well, and now that's really helped it grow. Now it's about 200,000 or so on YouTube. That's a passive aggressive status.
Yeah, no, we just noticed that. That's okay. Thank you, man. Thank you. We just feel so little now. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for acknowledging your smallness. It's very humble of you.
No.
But I will also say, if I were giving a little social media lecture, I would say consistency is so freaking important. I mean, I've put out over 175 videos on YouTube.
Wow.
So, my growth, which it could have been faster, yet I'm very proud of my growth and certainly would like to see it keep flourishing. But there's a lot of consistency that goes into growing something. I mean, you could do a kitten video on a skateboard, and
let's do one together.
I think
then I can piggyback on your fame. Plus, I've got a kitten on a skateboard.
Let's do something that's never been done. Let's do a kitten on a skateboard who's skateboarding with its left feet.
That's extreme. That's extreme, my friend. I think you're taking too much risk.
I see that. That is. That's going, too much against the zeitgeist. People are like, we don't like left-handed people. Well, cats, for that matter, left-footed cats.
Pawed cats.
Yeah.
But you just said something. You said that you still want to grow and flourish. So how big do you want to be, man? Is it still the ego talking here?
Yeah, it was a great question. I would say, I would like to lie and say, no, it's not my ego. It's just whatever my heart and What
it sounds like your heart, actually, man. It sounds like your heart.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
heart.
It sounds like you're hearing me correctly.
Absolutely.
No,
we are connected.
I would definitely say part of it is my ego. Like it is gratifying to my ego. It's a very superficial, fleeting sense of gratification to my ego watching things grow. Yet there is that, and that is some motivation. And what I might just be making the second part up to make myself sound more noble, yet I do believe it's true. I do believe my heart and spirit are, when I say I want to see things grow, what my heart and spirit really mean is I want to keep allowing creativity to come through me because it's something that is deeply internally satisfying to me. So there's both happening for me, I think.
I want to loop back on something you said because it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I was really glad to hear it.
Is it marketing? But your last question about marketing?
No.
Is it about money?
No.
Your passion? Is it about sex?
Might be.
Okay, fine.
No. It's about when I'm talking with other coaches, and I can remember an example of a coach coming to me and saying, he was trained in NLP, and he said, I'm sick of writing NLP. And I said, well, don't write about NLP. He says, but that's what my readers want from me. I said, you've got to write for yourself, and then find the people that like what you write. And it sounds like what you're saying is you've got to make stuff that makes you laugh when we're talking about the comedy, and then find other people that make that laugh as well. Otherwise, you just burn out. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I love that. And essentially what I heard you say, Tim, and what I agree with is it's very exhausting after a while to not be yourself. Yeah. So trying to be someone else, which is expressed through, let me write what I think other people want me to write. That is so betraying of ourselves. I think what's authentic to us, like what we really want to express, that's not going to appeal to everyone, guaranteed. So if we look at a certain group of people or wherever our eyes go, we're like, okay, there's my audience. Let me write for them. That's a shortcut, as you said, to burnout. But when we allow our heart to express itself, the right audience will find us. And I think we do need consistency because they may not find us overnight. So the people who our content isn't right for, it's not right for them. They will shy away. And I think we have to dig through dirt to get to the buried treasure. So I think it's absolutely okay for us to let some of the audience or lots of the audience shovel themselves away so that the audience who is truly resonant with our content, they can find us.
We had James Altucher on a few weeks ago, and he was saying that you shouldn't publish anything that you're not scared of when you hit the publish button, which I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that. I think he tends to bare his soul a little bit too much. But going back to the ayahuasca podcast video that you did, or vlog that you did, is there ever any sort of nervousness that I'm going to piss people off with this, or is it just, well, this is who I am, and therefore I'm going to put it out there?
Yeah, actually a little bit of both, even though that's super conflicting to say like two opposite things are there simultaneously. I think I'm largely, for the most part, either just super numb to the nervousness, or I'm used to it enough by now that the nerves are pretty low when I publish a video satirizing a certain subject. However, sometimes there are videos that I put out where nervousness does come up, where there's someone close to me in my life that I think this video really embodies the archetype that person embodies. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, one of my mentors was big into the ayahuasca trendy circles. And when I put that video out, though the video wasn't meant to be a dig at him, I think the stuff I did dig at in that video, the behaviors, I think he embodies a lot of it. So my palms were sweaty when I put that out, yet I had to be true to myself. Okay, this is what my heart was called to create. It's a message I think it's funny, but most importantly, I think it carries an underlying message that's therapeutic to invite people to look at and consider. So yeah, in the name of being true to that, it's definitely worth the price of feeling some anxiety and nervousness once in a while.
And having no friends.
That's
yes, 200,000.
I appreciate you guys talking to me, and why I'm going to keep you guys on the line for the next 7 hours. It's Friday.
Yeah.
We don't have any friends. It's 9 p.m. in Paris, and I don't have any friends. You are my only friends right now. I'm crying. Do you have any message to the world, actually? You said, being true to yourself is one of your main core message, for you. Is it, do you have any, okay, I'm trying to rephrase a nice question here. I'm trying to rephrase that. So how can we help this world, GP? Please, there's Donald Trump, there's the climate change will kill us all by 2030, according to Guy McPherson, all this kind of stuff. What can we do? Can we save it?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Oh, thank you again.
I wish you'd stop saying that thing.
Yeah, don't.
You told me. I now realise that's just a throwaway line of yours. I was so impressed when you first said it to me. I really.
It does lose its significance after the 19th time a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's a great commentary on my comment about the great question. Yeah, my feeble opinion about what the hell we can do, man, I mean, largely a mystery. I mean, I won't pretend like I know. But what comes to my mind is I think it's so important to focus on solutions, not problems. And I would marry that. I would just really blend that together with Gandhi's words of be the change you wish to see in the world. I think it's very easy for us to focus on the macro, the big picture, and climate change, what am I going to do to change that? Or there's corruption in the world. I'm one person, what can I do to change that? And I would dare say focusing on the micro of you and your life. If Gandhi was halfway correct, and I think he was, there is huge significance when we paradoxically embrace the insignificance of our life. We're 1/7 billionth of the equation that looks super insignificant. Yet I think when we deep dive into the intimacy of the insignificance of just our own self, that's how we actually deliver this significance to the world. I think part of the matrix, if you will, what keeps us trapped in the matrix is having our power drawn out of ourself, our focus drawn out of ourself. And the more we just dwell on the problems going on in the outer world, the more our power is leaked out of ourself. Therefore, the less change we can actually be and make in the world. Yet I think if we take our power back and absolutely get selfish in a great way and focus on bringing meaningful change to our life, certainly the people around us, I think that actually equals a lot of significance.
Wow, I think I understood half of it, but that's okay. It sounds very profound.
Well, I
was just reading off the script.
I quote, which is, be the change I want to see in the world. So, and then I say that to everybody, and they go and do that thing, and I can do what the shit I want, and I can.
It's like delegating the change you want to see.
I have got an empty can of beer here. I may recycle it. I may not. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll just have to see. I think you're swaying me towards the.
You're a piece of shit, Tim. You don't want to save the planet. Man, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, no. I'll save the planet and recycle it. The planet can fucking thank me later. So,
okay,
but that's it. The planet's such a selfish bastard. You never hear a word from it, do you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just throws up these beautiful trees and snakes. I mean, the planet brings us snakes. I saw a snake the other day. I mean, what the fuck's that all about?
Okay, anyway. So do you have any question instead of just complaining like a old that you are right now?
No. Well,
complaining is the other key to change, I think.
I agree.
Oh.
I agree. Then I'm your man. I am your man. If you can play
GP, you should write a book, by the way. No, don't you have?
Well, that was going to be my question. Have you been approached by it? You know, most of potential YouTube channels get approached by somebody to either do a short movie or a book or whatever.
Yeah, yes, I do have a book written. It will be published by Sounds True Publishing in the spring of 2017. So yeah, it's all written. It's in the very final stages of editing.
What's the title?
The title is How to Be Ultra Spiritual, 13 and a half Steps to Spiritual Superiority.
I love it.
That's great.
And I love Sounds True. I love Sounds True stuff. I think some of their stuff, some of their writers Jack Cornfield's one of my superheroes, but some of their stuff is fantastic. How the hell, so the titles, obviously, there's a bit of, tongue in cheek about it.
No, I don't think so. It's very serious.
I don't, but I don't ever remember reading anything from Sounds True like that. So,
when they approached, in the book is written entirely through the character of my ultra spiritual persona. So it's very much a humorous comedy book. Does carry an underlying message. Mm-hmm. That's probably all in the eye of the beholder, but that's my intention with it. But yeah, when they approached me, they said, what appeals to us about you, JP, is we want to do something new. We've never done a comedy book. In fact, I don't know that there are comedy books in the spiritual genre out there. There probably are, but they're
few between.
Yeah,
Deepak Chopra, I think Deepak Chopra was a comedy.
Yes, all Deepak Chopra's books are comedy books.
Yeah, I think his first 57 books were comedy, but now he's getting into the serious stuff with his last 100 books that he's written.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely very flattering that one, I had appeal to them, and two, that they wanted to do something they've never done with me and go into a comedy offering. So yeah, super flattering.
Yeah, that is absolutely awesome, and that is a book that I won't buy because I'll be begging Sounds True to send me a proof edition so that I can review it on my blog of no readers. So that would be fantastic. I don't buy books. I'm above that. But it does. I can't believe we've got 50 minutes into the interview before you've mentioned your book. You're obviously shit at self-promoting.
I think he doesn't need to promote himself, man.
Well, I find self-deprecation is the best self-promotion. In fact, I'm going to start insulting myself. Yes, defecation. Shitting on oneself, is that what it's? I'm just not worth self-promoting. I'm a bad person and nobody loves me and my mom thinks I'm ugly and I dress funny.
Don't say that. I think that you're very beautiful. You have a sweet face, man.
Oh my God, we've gone back to we've looped right the way back to the beginning to the homoerotic stuff.
That's my part, man. Just to connect with a guest, just to flatter him. That's it. This is what I do. Do you like my flatteries? My.
It's killed the momentum of this interview, anyway.
They're great flatteries.
Thank you.
And that was a great question about your. Do I like your flatteries?
Thank you.
I think I have 4 great questions. By the way, you had none, Tim. None. Yeah.
I got the first one. No, I've written it down. I've got it written down. Don't mess with me.
Yeah, but I win 4-1. So shut up, man.
Okay.
I think you're okay. GP, thank you for being on this parody of a podcast. It has been a pleasure. So I need to read my notes now just to see where you are. So you are on Awaken with GP on YouTube, right? Is it correct? And awakenwithgp.com. This is your new site.
You can't say J, by the way.
I noticed. Just for the
JP.
Yeah, well, Olivia, let me say it here. Yeah, for you lovely listeners, if you want to find me,
for fuck's sake, now I'm offended now.
Olivier, I appreciate it if you wouldn't talk out of turn on your podcast.
Yes, shut up. Go for it, JP. Yeah.
Yeah, Awaken with JP on YouTube and all my other social media handles. So. Yeah, and you guys, thank you for having me on your podcast. You guys are awesome. I love how we can just hang out and let you. You guys are fun. I gotta say that.
Thank you. That was a great comment.
Thank you. And that's great gratitude about your comment about my comment.
Oh, and that was great as well. I think it was great, and it's great that Olivier is not making any comments about the great stuff. So it's just between me and you. We're both.
And that's a great observation right there.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I think we'll kill it there, should we? I think that's it now. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, I think your stuff's awesome. Like I say, I've been laughing backwards and forwards with a couple of buddies back in the UK today when I said this guy's coming on. I couldn't believe it when I went into this, actually looked up who we got coming on the podcast today, which I never normally do. I just turn up and then think, I wished I'd looked this person up before. But I did recognise your stuff immediately. And I thought, oh yeah, I've seen that on Facebook and I've been sharing that stuff and what have you. So thank you for taking the time out. I'm sure you've got bigger fish to fry than us. Most people have.
Most people have.
There's fish that have got bigger fish to fry than us.
Yeah, so. I do have important things to do. I got to go into my darkened bedroom and masturbate in the corner.
Okay. Oh my God!
I'm still recording, by the way, JP.
Yeah.
I mean, I need that note to my publicist.
I've been doing that all the while. You can't see me, but I'm on camera. But I'm naked from the waist down, and I have been knocking one out. I've knocked several out.
It's a porno podcast, by the way. This is what we're doing.
53, and I've knocked several out. I mean, who the fuck's going to believe that? Who did you think I am? Jeremy, what's his name? Porn guy. Ron Jeremy. Sorry.
Not that I know. That was just
absolutely not. No.
No, it was a random guess by all three of us put together. We came up with this name of this person that might exist. Yeah. Okay. So.
But yeah, I appreciate the compliments, Tim and Olivier. You guys having me on, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, you need to come back, by the way, when you have your books out, okay?
Oh, yes. I would love to. Please keep my contact. Hit me up. I mean, as the springtime approaches, I'd love to.
Yeah, and we can go frolic. As springtime approaches, we can frolic with lambs and things like that.
Okay, so, I'm keeping everything, by the way, on this one, huh? So that's fine. Yeah. I'm sure it will sell even more. Okay.
Yes. We're all millionaires at this point. Yeah. Cool. You guys have a good weekend.
You too, my friend.
And you, mate. Take it easy. Cheers, Jake.